This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Marketing Drive. I'm Chris Daly, and this is the show where I use my commute time to talk about one actionable marketing idea, tip, trick, tidbit, one morsel of information that can help you in your marketing and advertising. Today I want to talk about advertising, specifically about targeting. Yes, unless you are Coca-Cola, you need to focus on targeting your advertising and your marketing, or you're throwing money away. You're throwing stuff on the wall, hoping something will stick. That kind of marketing works if you're branding. If all you're doing is building your brand, then that works. Send it everywhere and anywhere. But if you need a return on your marketing dollars, on your advertising, you better target. You better decide, hey, who is my customer? Figure out that avatar, who your customer is, what they know, what their education level is, where they live, their age range, do they have kids? Figure out as much detail as you can about your ideal customer. And when I say ideal, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about the customer you would like to have. I'm talking about real facts and figures, the customer who buys your product or service. That is ideal. It may not be who you think it is. So you have to do some research. You have to try some things like in the podcasting world, you've heard recently, I'm sure, because I've been shouting it from the rooftops, that there is no better return on attention, i.e. advertising, than podcasting right now. It is the gold standard for where to put ad dollars. But you can waste your money there too. I have shows that are nationwide shows. I have regional shows, meaning across the state of Texas. I have Houston area shows. I have a specific show like This Week in Victoria that covers just the Victoria area. That's important to know, because if you are a pharmacy in Victoria, Texas, if you advertise in a statewide show, yes, you may get a lot of people listening to it, and there may be some people in Victoria listening to it, but chances are the majority are going to be in Dallas and Houston and San Antonio and Austin and Corpus and all over the state. And they're not going to drive to your pharmacy to fill their prescription. It's just not how it works. So if that's the case, then you choose This Week in Victoria. One, because it's the best podcast in the area, and it's by far better than any of the other media outlets for advertising. But, let's say you provide a service that helps people improve their golf swing for how long they drive, right? Well, you could put that on This Week in Victoria and get some Victoria sales, but that would make more sense to go to the statewide or the nationwide show, because there are golfers everywhere. Now, the golfers may not be listening to the genre of podcast that you put it on, but they may. Do golfers listen to true crime podcasts? Do golfers listen to news and information or entrepreneurial podcasts? Probably more likely. But that's what you have to do, is you got to figure out your target and make sure that you spend your ad dollars wisely. Yes, even at the hyper-local level, even if you're that pharmacist in Victoria, Texas, it takes a little time. You still have to do some branding, but don't waste your branding dollars on, El Paso. Don't waste your branding on a St. Louis, Missouri, show. Spend that time building your brand where your customers are. All right, that's it. Until next time, focus on your targeting, or you're throwing money away or leaving opportunity on the table. Until next time, make sure you understand your target audience and keep it real.
You've been listening to The Marketing Drive with Chris Daly. To learn more about how Chris can help your company get more customers, call 713-269-4620 or visit us on the web at freshmediaworks.com.
I want to thank you again for tuning into the show, and I have a favor to ask you. Would you please head over to iTunes? I'll put a link in the show notes, and rate and review this show. It means so much to us. It'll help us get this out to more people. Thank you so much for your rating and your review.